I used to think avocado toast was the Beyoncé of brunch, always stealing the spotlight, never a dull moment. But lately, it's starting to feel like that song you loved until it played on every radio station for 6 months straight.
I couldn't agree more. My Instagram feed is basically a shrine to avocado toast, and I swear if I see one more artfully fanned avocado, I'll start slicing beets into heart shapes just for revenge. Maybe our taste buds are ready for a plot twist.
Plot twist incoming, beet hummus toast, or roasted pepper spread. Who knew vegetables could be so dramatic? And don't even get me started on protein power. Nothing like smoked salmon to wake you up better than espresso.
Oh, and let's not forget the global contenders. Have you ever tried a Chilaquiles brunch? It's like Brunch decided to put on a sombrero and throw a party in your mouth. I say, let's give the classics a little competition.
Alright, so if we kick avocado toast to the curb, at least temporarily, what makes a modern brunch actually exciting? I'm convinced it's all about that wild mix. Protein, veggies, and those sneaky healthy fats that make you feel like you're living luxuriously.
Absolutely. The best brunch plates are basically edible rainbows, colorful, a little chaotic, but somehow it all works. I mean, roasted carrot hash next to a Greek yogurt parfait? My plate's basically auditioning for a food magazine cover.
I love that. Plus, you get the satisfaction of eating something that's secretly nutritious. It's like tricking your inner child into eating veggies, except now you're the adult. And you're weirdly proud of your own cleverness.
It's the only time you brag about putting pistachios on yogurt, honestly. And hey, if that's wrong, I don't want to be right. Speaking of bragging rights, let's talk about some recipes that sound fancy but won't have you glued to the stove all morning.
Okay, so I'm always looking for recipes that make me look like a brunch wizard without requiring an actual magic wand. The Mediterranean veggie frittata? That's my secret weapon. Eggs, feta, and veggies. And suddenly people think you trained in Rome.
Frittata is the brunch equivalent of putting on real pants for a Zoom call, minimal effort, maximum effect. But have you tried breakfast tacos? Sweet potato and black bean, a little avocado lime crema. Suddenly everyone's asking if you cater events.
Don't even tempt me with a berry quinoa parfait. It's the only dessert where I feel like I'm winning at life because, surprise, there's protein in there. Plus, it's gluten-free, which means it doubles as a polite, I remembered your dietary restrictions flex.
That's the beauty of these recipes. They sound impressive, but they're basically just clever combinations. And let's be honest, coconut chia pudding is basically an invitation for everyone to ask, wait, how did you make this? While you bask in the glory.
So you've got the recipes, now you're ready to host. Here's my rule. Treat brunch like a mini tasting menu, but with fewer tiny spoons and more friends fighting over the last taco.
Exactly. I always start with a showy welcome drink, something sparkly or with herbs floating around so people think you spent hours prepping. Meanwhile, you're just pouring water over a rosemary twig and calling it fancy.
And for the starter, I like to go off script. Forget avocado. Let's do beet hummus on rye. It's basically toast in a new outfit. Throw in a frittata, some tacos, a zippy salad, and top it off with coconut chia pudding. Suddenly, your kitchen is the hottest brunch spot in town.
Honestly, the secret to hosting is using overlapping ingredients so you're not chopping a different vegetable for every dish. My fridge looks like a kaleidoscope when I'm done, but hey, at least there's less waste.
What's wild is how brunch has gone from let's meet for pancakes to let's debate fermented toppings and plant-based proteins. Have you jumped on the kimchi for breakfast bandwagon yet?
You know it! Nothing like a side of miso-glazed carrots to make your eggs question their life choices. And don't get me started on DIY stations. My last brunch had a yogurt bar and it turned into the Olympics of granola layering.
Oh, the competitive spirit. I love when people start architecting their own parfaits. Plus, all these zero-waste tricks like using veggie peel ribbons as garnish make me feel like I'm saving the planet, one brunch at a time.
And blending cuisines? My last experiment was a Korean-style pancake with Mediterranean toppings. A little fusion never hurt anyone unless you count the time my pancake stuck to the ceiling fan. But hey, brunch is all about adventure.
Let's be real, sometimes healthy brunch sounds like a trap. But prepping a few things the night before is my game changer. If I wake up to washed berries and sliced veggies, I basically feel like I have my life together.
That prep-ahead magic is the only reason I don't serve cereal in a fancy bowl. Simple swaps work too, like using whole grain bases or sweetening things with fruit puree instead of sugar. My dentist has started sending me thank you notes.
I swear, family-style platters are my secret weapon. People serve themselves. Nobody's judging your portion size. And it somehow slows everyone down, like brunch is supposed to be a marathon, not a sprint.
You just described my ideal brunch. Hydrated, happy, and too full to worry about the dishes. Infused water on the table makes everyone feel like they're at a spa. If that spa served smoked salmon bagels.
Picture this. It's Saturday morning. You've got mismatched plates, a playlist that makes you feel cooler than you are, and your kitchen smells like fresh herbs. That's the brunch blueprint I want every weekend.
That's the dream. I always pick a theme: Mediterranean, farm to table, whatever gets me excited to cook. 2 or 3 core recipes and maybe a fun twist, like a fermented topping or a DIY bar, and suddenly my friends are asking if I moonlight as a chef.
And prepping ahead is key. No one wants to be dicing onions while their guests are already 2 mimosas deep. Get the grains, sauces, and fruit ready the night before, and you'll actually get to enjoy your own party.
At the end of the day, brunch should be about fun, not stress. If you end up with a conversation about bagel toppings that lasts 20 minutes, you've basically won brunch.
So, avocado toast, you'll always have a special spot in our hearts. But we're ready for a little adventure. Modern brunch is about experimenting, enjoying fresh ideas, and maybe discovering you actually like beet hummus.
And if you find yourself obsessed with coconut chia pudding, we won't judge. A few new recipes, a dash of creativity, and suddenly the weekend feels like a mini holiday. I say set that timer for 30 minutes and watch brunch magic happen.
Here's to brunching boldly, eating colorfully, and making Saturday mornings your favorite tradition. Now, who's got a playlist suggestion that pairs well with frittata?
I vote for anything acoustic and vaguely European, or, just the sound of happy brunchers clinking coffee cups. Either way, happy brunching, everyone.
I used to think avocado toast was the Beyoncé of brunch, always stealing the spotlight, never a dull moment. But lately, it's starting to feel like that song you loved until it played on every radio station for 6 months straight.
I couldn't agree more. My Instagram feed is basically a shrine to avocado toast, and I swear if I see one more artfully fanned avocado